got plenty of room. Look at all the fursuiter.
I know, isn't it wonderful? See Karubi over there.
Yo, dearly do. What did you do with your duchy?
I heard Hug was supposed to make an appearance.
It's way too hot.
This is true. We have a fan though, so if any fursuiters are dying, we have a little floor fan here for you.
Till when is the panel? Till how late is the panel?
No, 7:30. 5:30. Het is nu 4:30.
Misschien dat ik dadelijk even
1.5 hours.
Misschien ga ik zo nog heel even
Yes, please do. Okay.
Please do.
Do is do.
I know.
I said it better last year. Like, do, don't overdo it. But you had the Mountain Dew in your hand.
Okay, for the fursuiters, there will be a group photo at the end of this panel. Also, if you can't make it and you need to take your head off, the Oasis is on the other side of the lobby, right outside the room. Just go that way, you know where it is. But if you still need like a snack or a drink, we have not yet water.
We'll have somebody from security running around with water.
And we have pretzels and some candy standing over here. And we have a fan. If you can take it from Dew, then we have a fan.
If she'll let you have it.
If she'll let you have it.
That's just rude. That's rude and uncalled for.
Being very rude.
Alright, I still see like people looking in, seeing if they're wanting to come in or not.
Come in! I see more duchies. Hi! Come in!
Come on!
Hurry!
Or I'm gonna start without you!
Hurry! Dutch Angel Dragon panel, come in!
I think it's a bad fight.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, damn, I'm injured.
Oh, no.
Hello!
Hi! Welcome!
And this is warm.
Welcome,
They're straggling in. We're trying, you guys. We know it's hot in here.
We have a fan, we have snacks, and there will be water soon.
Yes. Hello. So, I think now my baby's time.
Volgens mij komt er nog één uit.
Shall we close the door?
You want
Ja, er komt er nog één uit.
Yeah, okay. I will give word to this person.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second annual Dutch Angel Dragon Meet and Panel. I am Ambassador Dew, and the person running back there frantically to close the door is Ambassador Remix. We are official moderators of the species, so if you have any questions during or even after the panel, if we didn't cover something and we're jumping all over the place, you can ask us anything. So without further ado, we have a small introduction video for you to have a small taste of what Dutch Angel Dragons are, you know, what they look like, and just get a general feel of the species if you don't already know what they are.
Sorry.
welcome to the Dutch Angel Dragon panel of Eurofluence 22. Now,
Is this going to be a thing?
I suppose so.
I suppose so.
I
Okay,
suppose
then
so.
I'll just take it.
Okay, how many of you actually know already what a Dutch Angel Dragon is? Well, way more hands than last year. Okay,
Well, that's a good thing.
so yes. But for a quick summary, for those who may have some misconceptions and, incorrect information, a Dutch Angel Dragon is a horse-like celestial species created by Deanna or Eno 89777. They were created for the purpose, I feel anyway, to just entertain and make people smile and happy. Like, that's what we all, aim to do anyway with fursuiting, Dutch Angel Dragon or not. So, you want to tell a little bit about why they're called Dutch Angel Dragons?
Yes. Well, first question a lot of people ask us or anyone else about Dutch Angel Dragons is, what the hell do they have to do with the Netherlands? They don't. They have nothing to do with the Netherlands or Dutch people in general, which is unfortunate for the actual Dutch people, because, yeah. Exactly. The reason why they are called Dutch is the following. I'm standing all night.
Sick beats. Sick beats, bro.
Excuse me. The creator of the species, or Diana, used to have a horse named Dutch. It was considered her best friend, and she had a lot of emotional support from the horse. Unfortunately, I do not remember the exact date. At some point, the horse died of illness. Yes, and it was devastating. And well, the people of the town and that knew Diana personally eventually bought her a new horse to cheer her up, which is now Sky. But in honor of her first horse and her very best friend, Dutch, the species is now called Dutch Angel Dragon.
And I guess that also ties into what I'm going to talk about next is anatomy. And Dutch Angel Dragons have very, very horse-like anatomy. And this is a very, very important part of identifying a Dutch Angel Dragon. Let us grab a Dutch Angel Dragon as an example. Who shall I choose? Who?
Let's just pick a few.
All right. I like this dark green thing staring at me. Come here, Sprite.
No, you.
Yes, you. Yes, you. Though it may not be apparent in some fursuits, because Dutch Angel Dragons have a lot of variety in how they're made into fursuits. That's just style. That's just how, things are in the art world. They are meant to have horse-like muzzles, and it is very important when drawing Dutch Angel Dragons or making anything, Dutch Angel Dragon related, to remember this, because it is one of the few things that we have going for us. Just please remember it. It's so important. And another defining characteristic of Dutch Angel Dragons is the long furred ears. That is another great way of distinguishing a Dutch Angel Dragon from a different sort of dragon, be it angelic or just, a furry, fluffy dragon, whatever have you. Garubia is an excellent example of this, because they are not a Dutch Angel Dragon, but they could be confused easily for a Dutch Angel Dragon because of the rounded muzzle and the long ears. And, keep your voices around. So, not a Dutch Angel Dragon, as they do not have the distinct horse-like look to their face, but it does cause some confusion, so it's always just best to ask them instead of just assuming, because I hear a lot of people get offended if you call them a Dutch Angel Dragon when they're not.
Also, a very important thing about Dutch Angel Dragons. Turn around. You too. Come over here. Turn around. Is there anything familiar?
The wings.
The wings. Well, they both have feathered wings.
Always feathered wings.
Always feathered wings.
If it has bat-like wings or it only has one feather trying to be a wing, we've had that before, it is not a Dutch angel dragon. Feathered wings are very important on this species.
So Sprinkles, you're not a Dutchie, you have no wings. Get out.
Sprinkles, no, she didn't mean it.
No. Okay, because you're adorable, I will make an exception. Another thing, why did you turn around? I didn't say you could. Another thing, a lot of people are confusing Dutch angel dragons to always have long tails. Like you can see, Sprite here has a huge fluffy tail. You can see a lot of angel dragons with these huge tails, but they are not a common feature. Like you don't have to have a fluffy tail. You can also have a nub, like Dew has.
Little known fact, no tail is also acceptable. You can have a butt full of feathers or just nothing there if you so choose, like a Rottweiler sort of.
A feather butt. Okay.
Now, I know this is always addressed, and it's the pain in the neck of the Dutch angel dragon community. Who here knows about the muzzle ring rule?
You're fine.
The Dutch angel dragon muzzle ring rule.
Okay.
All right.
Can I ask you one question? Why is there a muzzle ring rule? Yeah. That's one way to put it.
Half points.
Half point. Okay, let us explain a little more detail into why there is a muzzle ring rule. Do you want to say? Sure. Or shall I?
If you want me to,
I don't remember.
We're partners.
Okay.
We gotta do this together.
Then you do it.
All right. For all of you who have seen the fursuiter telephone, she has a prominent white ring around her muzzle. Now, this ring originally didn't have any meaning. It was just a cute marking that Telephone really liked and that she put on her own character. And it was something that she just wanted to keep as original to her. So originally, the muzzle ring rule of having no muzzle ring on your particular Dutch angel dragon came from the fact that she just wanted to preserve the one thing that made her character feel special. However, because this just seemed like a very odd reason to say no muzzle rings just because, oh, the species creator says not to, she decided to work it into the lore of the Dutch angel dragon species. And the Dutch angel dragons originally lived in a realm called Paradise, where all kinds of wonderful, ethereal creatures used to live alongside Dutch angel dragons.
This is not the right tab, is it?
Nope, that shows a stomach, my lady. Yes, the Dutch angel dragons used to live in an ethereal realm called Paradise, along with all kinds of other magical creatures. And they all had a marking of a ring around their muzzles to signify their magic or purity as angels. A giant war took place between the realm of Paradise and a secondary realm called the realm of the Abyss. When Dutch angel dragons fought in this war, they gave up their heavenly vows of protection and peace. And because of this, they lost their marking, their ring marking, which symbolizes their pureness and innocence. And as such, and Telephone herself did not fight in this war and was the only Dutch angel dragon not to participate and keep her heavenly vows. So as a result, the Dutch angel dragons that participated in the war lost their muzzle rings or their marks of purity. And that's why they're not allowed to have one on your dragon, because it was bad.
So if you see somebody that says, hey, I'm a Dutch angel dragon, and they have that marking, ignore them.
This is a big, big no-no. Yes.
I do see some that have like a broken ring. Is that
And
would
would you
you
like
like
to explain it?
Yes, we have made a guideline that shows the different kind of marking possibilities that are not considered a full ring. So if you have like only a stripe, like not a half ring, and it's not touching the mouth, like but only a stripe on the top, that's fine, or only like on the bottom. That's.
I had a visual representation of this for you guys, but unfortunately, in some of my preparation files, some of my data got corrupted and some stuff got lost. So I had a wonderful poster of all of these examples for you, but alas.
I have them somewhere.
Oh,
Somewhere.
I'm a liar.
Okay, well, this was, yeah, there we go.
Oh, here's a good example. Okay. So as you can see here, I'm going to get up. Markings such as these, like stripes up underneath the eyes or down across the muzzle, those are fine. The big no-nos are the ones that touch the corners of the mouth all the way and are considered full rings. Now I know this sounds really, really silly, but the species creator is really adamant about this being a rule. It's practically the only one, aside from one other that we're going to talk about later, that she asks, you can have your Dutch Angel Dragon have whatever on earth you want, whatever markings. She just asks, please do not draw them with the rings, and the half rings above the muzzle here. Below is fine, but for some reason the top one isn't. I don't know. Hey, I'm questioning that one. What the heck?
Well,
either way.
The top one isn't considered fine because it could
Oh
easily
yes,
be
oh yes.
overlooked.
Right, it could be easily overlooked from certain angles to be a full muzzle ring, which could cause problems for the person with the character. And they could be like, oh, you have a full ring. And they'll be like, no, I'm not. And they'll be like, you're a liar. And just too much drama will ensue, so I do remember that now. So, that's the reason why this one is not allowed. But, you know, you can do practically anything. These are just some examples of what is good and what isn't. So yeah, that's the dumbness of the muzzle ring rule.
Names?
Yep. You good? You alright? You're hogging the fans there. If any other fursuiters need to go buy those fans, we've got 2 more. Good?
I'm a water carrier.
Yep. And we have a water carrier here from security. If anybody needs any water, speak up.
Okay. They're not really following the order. I know. That is why I just had the weird thing going on.
Right.
Where is it? Oh yeah.
Right.
Going back to this.
Right. Going back to the other rule that is a must for Dutch Angel Dragons. And Remix, you can take it away.
They do not, in any means, have any distinctive organs. They do not have reproductive organs. Like, they do not have an anus because they don't poop. They do eat, but they don't poop. They have a black hole that's called the stomach, and everything disappears in there. It's wow.
For those anatomy buffs that are like, but where does the food go, you guys?
Okay, this is this may sound really weird, but since angel dragons are considered angelic beings, they're not actually alive.
No, that's a great topic to cover, actually.
Yeah, meaning that they cannot reproduce because you have to be alive to reproduce, and therefore they also they can eat, but they don't digest anything. Well, actually they do, but not in the way that you would expect food to be digested. What actually happens is that food goes in and it goes to the black hole. And it's stomach kind of thing, and it's actually being formed, like completely formed into a type of energy that they use to live from, and yeah, perform their things. Because that's another thing about Dutch ancient dragons. They do have different kinds of abilities. Fire breathing, sound echolocation, telekinesis, dimension hopping.
Basically anything that you would like a celestial creature to do, a Dutch Angel Dragon can do. You are not limited to them being
just cute.
Yes.
They are very wide species. When you see all this stuff and and we have latecomers, welcome.
Hello!
When you see all this stuff...
We're going over the fact you have no junk. Yay!
When you see all the chirps. When you see all the rules and all this information, you might think, hell, it must be very difficult to actually design a character that's unique. It's actually okay. Yeah, there are a lot of possibilities. There are Dutch angel dragons that have 2 faces.
For example,
or 2 mouths. It's a really cool angel dragon.
Yeah. They can have twin tails. They can have crazy long horns. They can. They are allowed to have sets of hooves because they are based on horses. So you can have hooves for feet or like hooves for hands.
You can even put fins on them.
You can have.
Aquatic.
Yep. You can have whatever you like on your Dutch Angel Dragon.
There's even one that has a set of volcanoes all around the back.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they have the specific horse features, the winged feathers. many original designs out there.
Quick note, some things, I know I did this as a mistake for the longest time when I was drawing Dutch Angel Dragons and making Dutch Angel Dragon related things. Dutch Angel Dragons do not have, they may have horse faces and horse torsos, but they do not have horse legs or joints.
There you go.
This is a very easily made mistake when drawing a Dutch Angel Dragon. Their legs are actually very similar to a canine's legs. I see a lot of people when they draw them with like the horse joints and the paws on the end of them. That's actually very incorrect. I know that this was not specified when the species was first made, and a lot of people have been drawing them this way. But this is actually the correct skeletal anatomy of a Dutch Angel Dragon. It's very similar to like a domestic dog in the way that they carry themselves. So, to make a long story short, horse head, horse body, dog legs.
Dragon tail.
Dragon tail, whatever tail. You don't even have to have a tail. What you talking about?
You can have whatever things you want. Did we forget anything? Oh. Yeah, did we cover this? Yes, we did. Look at this wonderful art piece.
It's not. It's terrible.
The guidelines.
Oh yeah, we should probably mention this.
Yes.
There used to be a limit for how many Dutch Angel Dragons you could create and own. This was back when the species was relatively new, and we didn't want to flood everybody and make everybody hate Dutch Angel Dragons and be like, oh, they're the new popular thing and everyone's a Dutch Angel Dragon. So for a while we had a 3 dragon limit, but now you can own as many Dutch Angel Dragons and design as many as you'd like. For adoptables, when it comes to Dutch Angel Dragon characters, we do not mind that you make adoptables, but we would like, you don't have to do this, it's just a personal preference of us ambassadors and Deanna herself, if you were to run the design by us so that we could see your ideas, because we personally just like looking at them too. It's good fun. And if there are any flaws in the anatomy or markings you're not supposed to have, we can easily correct them before you make a big, beautiful art piece, and then it's all incorrect and you gotta change it.
Markings we have already covered. The names?
Oh yes, name. Naming your Dutch Angel Dragon, you can name it whatever you want under the sun, but Deanna or Telephone, as you may know her, asks, please do not name your Dutch Angel Dragon something just to copy her name because she's a really popular fursuiter. Like, please don't name your character like Cell Phone. Wi-Fi, and she's already got a little companion named Radio. Please don't do that. It's just common courtesy for the person that owns the character and created the species as a whole.
But you also don't want to be known as the person that copied that popular.
We all want to be ourselves here.
Please be yourself. We really want you to be creative and create something that's for you and not create something because you want to be somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So we're really encouraging creativity. I can't speak English today. we really encourage creativity, and if you have any ideas and you wonder like, hey, well, this is not specified on the website or anything, can I do this? Feel free to ask.
Yes, please ask us if you are unsure about anything with creating a character that is a Dutch Angel Dragon or an already pre-existing Dutch Angel Dragon character you have. Please come up to us. We are not scary. We do not bite. We just want to help you.
Also, this is the website.
Yes!
A great website that we...
Speaking of which, this thing we've been showing you that we haven't actually told you about is DutchAngelDragons.com, and this is a hub for all Dutch Angel Dragon related information. You can go there, you can read into detail about the Dutch Angel Dragon backstory, more about Paradise and Abyss if you want to do that.
Oh.
You can behavior, oh my gosh, yes, we should go over that. But yeah, the website if you want to go to it is www.DutchAngelDragons.com, so if we missed something here and you're still confused, you can ask us or we can go here.
We will also have a question round at the end of this, so
yes.
Don't worry. Behavior. You did already cover the realms, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the realms where Dutch Angel Dragon lives is like considered the gray area between this world and let's call it heaven.
Paradise.
So paradise, but it's whatever. Paradise can be considered heaven. Okay. So that is where they live. So they are kind of like spirits for us as humans, and they can live among us, but they will be seen as horses towards humans. Now this is very important because what was I going to say? Oh yeah, the Dutch angel dragons are very connected to humans. So they will attach themselves to a person, kind of, they will follow it, kind of like a guardian angel. You can see it as that. Until this person dies and passes on to paradise, and since they are unable to follow them, they will just roam around and cause these so-called hauntings. Now, their behavior is
I did, but I didn't mention it. Sorry, we did not have our script for this because it got lost, but we are trying our best here, so if we are confusing, please do not be afraid to ask questions. The reason that they cannot follow after their human companion that is passed on to paradise is because when they fought in this war and they lost their muzzle ring marking, their marking of purity, they were then cast from the realm of paradise into the realm of Aether. I'm so sorry for confusing you. There are 3 realms of in this world's existence. Paradise, which is where they originally came from. Well, yeah, but the 3 most important ones. Aether, the place where they currently reside, where other magical beings that could potentially be dangerous also live, and where humans can reside. Yes. And then Abyss, which is a place of darkness and demons and terrible cliches.
And some angel dragons after the war even fell to Abyss. So if you want a demonic angel dragon,
you can have one.
You can have one. As long as they still have feathered wings. Where was I going? Oh yeah, the behavior for the Dutch angel dragons, because they are cast from paradise and they're around humans a lot, they have created this desire to hoard stuff.
Like any good dragon.
Like any dragon. Like some, they hoard the craziest things. There are dragons that hoard plushies. There's one that hoards socks, candy. There's even one that hoards like other animals. you can hoard whatever you want.
I know Do hoards soda. Cans of it under the bed. It's horrible. Can't sleep.
And Remix practically hoards everything music related. Everything that makes a funny sound to her, she will just take it. Even if it's attached to something else.
Yes, speaking of sounds, how many of you noticed that Dutch angel dragons like to chirp and make cute squeaking noises? Because that is seemingly what they do. That is their purpose in life. No, Dutch angel dragons actually have this unique quirk with their behavior where, since they have so much interaction with humans, they like to mimic things in our world. A Dutch angel dragon can not only chirp like a bird or any other animal that you so desire to chirp, they can imitate car horn sounds, they can imitate dogs.
Okay.
Yeah.
You. Sound. No sound?
And they don't have to make a sound at all, but
Hey, it did. You. There you go. You. No sound?
No sound they do?
Does Caps does sound? Does Sprinkle sound? Sprinkles has no sound.
Lightning, you got a sound?
Do you have a sound? No sound? Here? You guys in that. I didn't see you there. Do you have sounds? No sounds?
No sounds?
Okay, well, that's fine.
Obviously, the popular sound for Dutch angel dragons to make is chirping because it's cute.
Birds.
It's adorable. But this is not the only sound they can make. I know a few Dutch angel dragon suitors that make all kinds of different noises. I know one who lives in the United States that carries around a kazoo in their mouth while in fursuit and makes kazoo noises. And it is wonderful.
I know that, for example, Voodoo has this weird thing built into her suit that makes her sound like a screeching owl.
Yep, that's
It's
another one.
horrifying. Your ears will bleed.
I know an adorable purple Dutch angel dragon in the United States as well that has an actual elephant call inside of their suit, and they make elephant noises and trot around all grumpy. So, you know, the sky's the limit with the sounds you can make. You don't have to make chirping. I mean, it's adorable and we all love it, but you can do just about anything for your sound as well.
In fact, we actually very much encourage you to find your own sound. For example, Du and I, this Du, not that Du.
The fluffy one.
The fluffy one. We use our own voices. It takes a lot of practice, yes, and your voice will hurt a lot after a con, but it's the best and unique way to produce your own unique sound and be original.
Yes.
Because we really encourage to be original. Don't be like, oh well, telephone sounds cute. Let's imitate telephone. Because yeah, well you can, but
we won't like you.
yes. I was trying to say that in a nicer way. Thank you for being so blunt.
Well, now I just feel like a terrible person.
But they're looking at these pictures being like, what the hell are we supposed to do? Because of the humans, again, about the humans, Dutch angel dragons were like, what are these weird things standing on two legs? Can I try and do that too? So they actually can walk on two legs. For example,
Amazing.
all of them. Somehow they keep walking on two legs.
Must be so tired at the end.
But they will still keep this feral. That was the word I was looking for. They will still keep this feral look on their body when they're trying to stand up, of course, because they are intentionally feral creatures. So we have a nice picture of some random Dutch angel
a nice
dragon,
generic Dutchie.
on 4s and on 2s, and if you could scroll down, please. Yes, they can also get very angry. And this usually shows by, well, what he's doing. The fur, their feathers will poof up, ears in the back, growling, everything. They're not intentional, they're not like aggressive creatures by themselves, but they can become...
You can't be mean if you try. Yeah, you know it.
They can become kind of aggressive, especially when they're protecting their flock. Or the people that they are following, which also happens sometimes. And that is a very nice example of a fallen angel dragon.
Or in Dutch Angel Dragon from the Abyss.
That's also a thing to remind everybody of. The intention of the creator was that the amount of black fur in a Dutch angel dragon tells how dark they are.
Like they've been touched by the Abyss.
If they've been touched by the abyss. So
you don't have to follow this, obviously, if you don't want to. It's just a fun little bit of lore if you want to follow. You can.
So this is an all black kind of.
This is just a generic example of an Abyss Dutch Angel Dragon. It's very emaciated, very skinny. It looks like its feathers are starting to come out. It's got this odd black oozy drool coming out of its mouth, which seems to correlate a lot with the Dutch Angel Dragon species. We aren't quite sure what it is, but a lot of Abyss Dutch Angel Dragons seem to leak it.
Yes. Do we need to cover anything else?
I don't know. Does anybody have any questions whatsoever for either of us?
We might be reminded of something. Yes, yes.
Yeah, you were talking about powers, but how many powers can one have?
That is a very good question. We don't know.
Good.
The creator itself never really specified the amount of power that one can have, except for the detail. You need a separate group. Except, of course, if they are like opposites of each other. You cannot have the power of water and fire at the same time. there's also a thing about not being able to switch powers. So you have to keep that in mind when deciding which powers you want to have. And also, shape-shifting is a no-no. Because again,
Yes.
they're not allowed. They're not alive, so they can't.
Another great thing to add to that is Dutch angel dragons must remain with 4 limbs. They cannot have extra sets of limbs. They can't be tours. They can't be, like, as Laura said, they can't be shapeshifters. They can't just change. Like, you can't have a shapeshifter character with a Dutch angel dragon form. It just wouldn't make sense with how the lore of the species correlates with that. It just wouldn't make a lot of sense.
Yes. I saw more hands. Karabi, what's your question?
The one, I think you said in the past that the angel dragons might never be hybrids.
Yes.
Yes, that is a very good one. Dutch angel Karubi said that angel dragons cannot be hybrids. That is again because they're not alive, and to be a hybrid, you would need to breed with a different species, which they can. So therefore, the hybrids are not allowed. And you had a second question?
The second question is about the
Angel
angel dragon eggs.
dragon eggs.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. You want to cover it? Or shall I?
Sure. So, because they are not alive and they are celestial spirit-like things, they can't make babies. But they can reproduce in a very strange way, as we vaguely touched upon earlier.
Yeah.
When a Dutch angel dragon reaches a certain age, or when it just feels like it's ready, it can go into a sort of life cycle regeneration. If you've ever watched Doctor Who, it's very similar to a Time Lord, where they just feel like they just need to change. And during this change, they can, they just bundle up a bunch of energy, and that energy forms into an egg. And this egg hatches not a new creature, but a new iteration of the same creature. So, the Dutch angel dragon can become an entirely different color palette, or it can have a totally different personality if it so wishes. It's just renewing the same energy, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Any more questions? There probably was.
We had the questions before. Maybe.
Are you okay?
Has he fallen asleep?
Hi. Are you okay?
Welcome back to the land of the living.
I was afraid you had fainted.
That would have been.
Are you okay?
Staat hier iemand op
Yes?
I'm glad my panel is so interesting.
Your panel.
Our
Thank you. According to the book, I'm still the official host.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
You had a question
Earlier?
apparently?
Or can you not remember it?
Because then I will just move on.
Okay.
We will get back to you later.
If nobody has any more questions about Dutch angel dragon behavior, hello.
Yes.
I have a question about the eggs. You said that they would have eggs, but like, do the eggs need to have like special markings, like when you have like an egg adoptable, or do they have
that's all
some?
up to you artistically.
So it doesn't really matter what color the eggs are.
No,
Okay.
the eggs can look any way you want. That's all an artistic interpretation on your end.
Okay.
You're really into the questions.
Yes, I am.
So, okay, go on.
So, does the website have like a list of powers to choose from?
Yes.
Yes, actually. We're really sorry that we haven't gone to different lengths. It's just, you guys know how terrible the Wi-Fi here is, the free Wi-Fi at the hotel, and it took us forever to load these tabs. So we had the ones that we thought were the most important all
Okay, I
preloaded for
think.
you.
Oh, look at here.
Oh yeah, that's a great example.
These are the.
Talk about the Dutch angel dragon head shapes. Horses, as you may know, have very many different face shapes. For instance, you can have a draft horse-looking face or an Arabian face, a more chubby pony face. So that's
Chubby
just
pony
showing
face.
you chubby pony face.
Chubby
So
pony
this is just showing you that you can have all kinds of different looks to your Dutch angel dragon to make it even more unique without breaking the horse-like anatomy.
The tails.
Tails.
Nice
No
picture.
butt. No feather.
Well, this is
no butt.
just a very generic egg kind of thing, but
Interpretation.
yes, and here are the kind of breaths you can have.
All
the elements,
this information.
abilities, This is just a handful of things that you can choose from. When it's not listed, please feel free to ask or just be creative and come up with your own thing. Yeah, did I miss anything?
Scroll to the bottom.
What?
The scroll one. They do have. This is just an example of what their paws look like. You know, they have very cute. And when they're in anthroform, they can have finger-like paws, but they're more like feral paws. You know, when they gotta try to pick things up, it just doesn't work. Yeah. You see them paws, Sunrise? You see them? Yeah. Big old cute feral-like paws, and they do have a slight bit of webbing in between them, as a dog's paws do. If you have a pet dog and you've ever like spread his toes apart, you notice that there's a little bit of webbing in between them.
Okay, so anyone else?
Any more questions?
Yes.
It's about the horns. I see all the different kind of horns they have. Is it allowed that they have no horns at all?
Yes, absolutely. When I designed my Dutch Angel Dragon 2, I actually wanted as little horns as possible on her because I thought that just fit the character better. So she only has this one tiny little facial horn, but if you so desire, they can have no horns or spikes or anything on them. That is not a requirement.
Or they can be full of horns if you decide that too.
If you want them to be spiky like a sea urchin, which you are not, are you? Not like a sea urchin. Okay.
Anyone else? Yes?
I just saw they have a tongue split.
Yes.
Yes.
The tongues, they do not have to be split. They can be whole, fat tongues if you so desire. I know that. Oh! Well, thank you for your charitable donation. As you can see, Sprite has the dominant trait, which is the split tongue. The fat tongue is the recessive trait. They do not need to have this split, like, forked reptilian tongue. But, you know, it's all up to you. Fat or split.
A lot of people like it because it's more dragon-like. What is it now? Like, seriously. No, it's okay. Go ahead.
She's just picking on you.
Yeah, but that's because of knowing personally. Go ahead.
Do seems to have white eyes, but the one next to it does not.
Yes, okay. Can I do this? Can I do this?
Go for it. Go for it.
Yes. Okay.
Go. I believe in you.
Cabs in new. Come on here. Yeah, come on here. Yes. Oh, he's so cute, right? Okay. So, this here are the so-called blind eyes. They're very popular for the Dutch Angel Dragons. A lot of people have them. I can see that Sprinkles here has them. Lightning has them too. And Sprite has them as well. But they are not a necessity. The original creator actually made them to reflect a lot of innocence. Because in pupilless eyes, like the blind eyes, there is hardly any, I say that, emotion. So they look very innocent.
You can project your own feelings and expressions onto them, which is a personal thought of mine. Which is why they're so loved and popular, is because people can project their own thoughts and feelings onto their faces. They're like a blank canvas of cuteness.
It's so cute. Yes.
Oh.
And this is Cabs, and Cabs does have irises and pupils because he just desires that way. He wants to have them, so that is fine. You can either choose for that or this. You can even have like one blind eye and just one regular eye.
I know our little friend back here with the solid green eyes, I believe. You can have something similar to what looks like blind eyes, but they can have, you know, it's all the sky's the limit. This character has sort of like a blind eyes lined with green. I mean, you can really do anything with them.
The Sunrise has the same thing.
It's all personal preference.
Sunrise has the same thing.
Yep.
Correct.
Sunrise has solid orange eyes.
No, not really.
With some cute white highlights.
And if I'm correct, he also has two other different colors in there. But you can have, you can just be crazy as much as you want. You can have this because it's very popular, or you can do whatever. That's fine. Even have multiple eyes if you can't decide.
This is true. I have seen it. It is horrifying and adorable somehow.
Anything else? Yes. Oh, wait. I have to come over.
So like say, like my dragon is the base one. If I want to get art from her as her base present, is that okay? Kind of change, but not necessarily. I desire her not to be a base one. But I'd like her to be, maybe I'd like her to art with her
you can sure make any kind of artwork you want, except for not safe for work. But which there are some people out there who you do not like it. Please do not. It's horrifying.
That's great because that ties into something that I wanted to cover.
Can I please finish this part?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
No, I'm not done.
Don't mind me. I'm behind this pillow. You can't see me.
You can have any kind of artwork you want, but you can, as long as you specify, like that it's not your main look on the dragon. Like I've had, for example, I've had artwork of my own duchy before the war, where she does still have the muzzle ring, just so people know what she looks like. And if you saw the video in the beginning, you saw some people having artwork with their muzzle rings still on, or a typical event like the one that was all grayed out. That is, for example, what you are saying. It's just a regular duchy, but in 80s kind of style. So that's no problem at all.
But please make sure when you get the muzzle ring art, if you want art of your character before the war when they still had this marking, just make sure to specify somewhere that this was pre-war artwork so that people don't accuse you of having a marking you're not supposed to have. It'll save you a lot of time and trouble.
Okay. Yes.
On your website, there is some link to artists who take commission for.
Yes, actually we have quite some. Most of the artwork on the website here is made by the creator herself. There are some links to, for example, if I can get to the internet, well actually I don't, but there is some artwork over here. For example, this piece is made by the lovely Black Vixen, which is your co-host, and there is an art piece somewhere around here. Somewhere.
Yes, if you do go to the website, we have a tab where you can find fursuit makers, artists that specialize in Dutch Angel Dragons. Under here, under the directory, if you would scroll up.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's made by the very talented Angie Isthmus, and they are a fantastic Dutch Angel Dragon artist, and I would highly recommend them. Great prices, great quality work, good turnaround.
This, for example, is a artistic freedom piece that you can buy from them for $50. And yeah, I really recommend them. They're really good. There's a link over here, so if you want to get to them. We also have a, well, I can't go there right now because of the thing not working. We do have some links over here and over here with artists that make adoptables, plushies, fursuit. You can name.
One thing I'd like to talk about is that if any of you are on Facebook, we do have a community hub for the Dutch Angel Dragon species, the official Dutch Angel Dragon community. And you can go there to speak to some of the very important archangels or admins. They help moderate the species and also will help you answer any questions that you have about them. Remix and I, we were both admins of this group, but since then we have moved on to the ambassador position, which just means we have all of the same authority, so you can ask us about the species and not worry about having false information. We just do not admin this particular Facebook group anymore. But we are still there, and we're still there to like help out and hang out if you have any questions.
You can still enjoy us, just not in the Facebook group.
But it is a good idea to join that if you are interested in the species, because it is fantastic.
Anyone else? Yes.
Just because I had a little project. I have my regular persona was a dragon, and I'd like to have some multiverse from some universe. So I have my persona, but like from NLP, like a Sergal, like a wolf.
I'm not quite understanding what you're trying.
No, but just I like my persona.
As a Dutch Angel Dragon.
I just look like an Angel Dragon.
Yes.
So I don't know if that.
Yes. Yeah. You can sure do that. That is no problem at all. Anyone else?
Anyone else?
I saw multiple hands later.
Not be shy.
No questions?
No.
Nobody have questions?
Well,
Really?
Remix, it is about that time, so if you guys would like, this concludes the informational part of the panel, and now the fursuiters will run around for your entertainment.
And
so if you'd like to stay, we are going to have photos with the fursuiters. I will be taking them personally myself. At the end, we still have like water here and snacks for you to enjoy. We have plushies back there you can go and hang out with.
And Muppet Head.
Yes, and a cute little Muppet Head you made.
And you can, of course, come and talk to us.
If you have any questions or you want to chit-chat,
or talk to each other. And be like, hey, this is my duchy. What's yours? Show it. Or anything like that. So if you have, if there's no questions, then we will get on to the meeting part.
Yay!
One question.
Yes.
Can't we have a photo with everybody?
Yeah, that was. We were going to have we're going to have a photo shoot with just the fursuiters, and the people, and then just the people.
Well,
if you want to participate in that.
We could do that right now because the informational part is done.
Yeah,
practically. So we could have a group photo if you want to participate.
Yeah, I just have to go get.
Is it in your room?
Yes. So that's why I
okay.
want to congregate.
Well,
okay. In that case, I will